Welcome to Know Your Money. I'm your host, Bronwyn Wayner. With me is Craig Finch, my business partner from Growth Financial Planning. Joining us today and every day is our sound engineer, Warren Grimsley. In our podcast, we will explore our relationship with money and how the psychology of it impacts our financial decisions, as everyone thinks about money differently. We will be presenting a variety of financial topics in an easy-to-understand way, which we hope will assist you in managing your money. Hello guys, welcome back today. Hello Warren, hello Craig, how are you?
Good, Bron, and you? Good. Warren, good to see you again.
Always a pleasure, guys, always a pleasure.
Awesome, so today's episode is what to do when debit orders change. The thoughts behind this is so often I feel people will have a car repayment and all of a sudden that car repayment comes to an end, and 2 months down the line you are using that R2,500 and where's that going? So I think it's so important to really have a look and understand when your debit orders for certain things might stop and being able to change that into something else. And if you're in debt or if you're not in debt, how should you redirect those funds? What do you think?
So that's a line item on your budget. Now suddenly it's come to an end. So there's a gap there for next month. So it's making sure you take that item and you allocate it to maybe another debt, reduce that debt first, or portion of that, and then portion you must invest. So you invest in the same money. So at the end of the month, your spend is exactly the same, but that line item is allocated to a much more useful part of your budget.
Definitely, because I mean, even with that, like not just debit orders change, people get an increase in their salary. And yes, there's inflation and all of those kind of things. And don't get me wrong, that is a big factor. But where does that increase go? It just kind of goes into the rest of your day-to-day stuff because it's not allocated somewhere. And if you need to get out of debt, we've always recommended it. Put at least 2/3 of whatever that change in debit order is. So say it was R3,000, take 2,000, put it into debt, put 1,000 into something else that is a positive that you can withdraw from. Make it a 24-hour access account so you can't just quickly swap it, but do something to get yourself out of that debt and to create those investments for you, because you know, as this journey goes along that we'll be talking, we'll teach you how to invest and where to invest. But you need to have your foundations first, because if you don't have that, you're going to find it very difficult to invest for long-term things if you aren't protected in what you need now.
No, I agree. Yeah. As far as debit orders as well, I mean, I'm speaking from experience. I don't actually know when most of my debit orders are finishing. You know, the ones that are items I've bought, so obviously not medical aid, nothing like that. I don't know when they finish. I should probably know that.
And how many have probably finished this year that you don't know about, and that money is finding a new plan because you weren't looking at that?
No, it's now going on to probably stuff I don't really need.
And money, as we've said, if you don't allocate it, if you don't have a plan for it, it just disappears. And we can't explain why, but that's what happens.
I think we can sort of explain why. Is money is an energy, and energy constantly flows, and it needs to keep flowing, and you need to try create a positive flow in your life. And if the flow constantly stays towards debt, or you don't change where those debit orders go when it ends, you're not going to be creating a positive flow in your life. So yeah.
And it's fun investing, and it's not so fun paying off debt.
Yeah.
You feel great when you've got money in another account that you know is growing and you can access it, but you don't feel good when you are actually scared to look at your credit card or any other debt you have.
Definitely. And I mean, even on the 22/7 app, it shows you your net worth. And so many people, it's horrible to almost see, because if you're paying off a home loan, your net worth, it could be in the negative. But it's so good to see something like that, because you have a goal, you have something you need to work towards, and people need to create a positive net worth.
Yeah, ultimately, definitely. I mean, you don't want to live in debt and feel like you're a slave to your wage and you haven't got any economic freedom. Psychologically, it's not good.
Yeah, definitely not. So
Yeah, so the important thing we discussed today is once that line item has come to an end, you must immediately allocate that money to another plan.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, if you know it's going to end in April, in March, already make plans for that debit order. Don't do it. Don't leave 1 month open, because if you do, I promise you it will find another way.
And I think Warren was correct. Most people don't know when their credit is coming to an end. If you finish with your car payment or you finish with another item that you've bought, you know you must find out when it's coming to an end, make a note of it, and a few months earlier, allocate that money somewhere else.
And sorry, just to add on to it, with regards to debit orders, I think a lot of people have debit orders they don't even know are coming off their account, because often they might be small and, like myself, you would go, oh, it's only 40 Rand a month, it doesn't matter. But if you look at that over a period of 5 years, 10 years, it's a considerable amount of money. So even just knowing the debit orders that are coming off your account.
Yeah.
Because most people probably don't know all of them.
And also the problem is people then do go and have a look at those debit orders, and what they do is they just stop it, but they don't redirect it. So if you stop that, then it goes into your day-to-day spend. Whatever you stop, you need to redirect into something positive for your future self.
Exactly.
That's a wrap. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
So basically the take-homes from this episode is that you need to understand your debit orders, know when they're going to stop, and when they are going to stop, make a plan to redirect them into something for your future self.
Great.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Cheers, guys. Cheers, Bronwyn.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe or visit our website, www.growthfp.co.za. The information we have provided in this podcast is our personal opinion. For more detailed information, please discuss your financial situation with a financial planner.